What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Carolina Auto Direct and we're going to take a look at this 2021 Toyota 4Runner SR5 Premium. Huge shout out to them for providing this truck for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website because they have a ton of 21 models on the lot. I'll have all their information down in the description below. But the 4Runner that you see behind me is finished off in Barcelona red metallic and it has a list price just under $50,000. But we're going to start up today's review with what powers the 4Runner. Underneath the hood, you'll find the 4-liter V6 paired with the 5-speed automatic transmission. It pumps out 270 horsepower and 278 pound-feet of torque. It is rear-wheel drive with the 4-wheel drive system. It weighs in right around 4,600 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 7.7 seconds up to its top speed of 115 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 23 gallons, so you can expect to see around 14 miles per gallon in the city and 19 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 109.8 inches. Its overall length is 190.2. It has a width of 75.8, a height of 71.5 inches, and its ground clearance measures in at 9.6 inches. As we work our way to the exterior now for this 4Runner, I'm going to start off with the headlight housing. You'll notice that it has this bulge on the very outside here. Not only does that give it more of a sporty appearance, but it also provides better aerodynamics for this vehicle so that the airflow can get channeled right around the front end. This model also has LED headlights. You'll see the turn signals are on the outside, and there's also a chrome trim piece running within the housing itself. You can see that running across the top and down on the middle here, matching nicely with the lines for this headlight itself. This also has fog lights. You'll see those mounted down below. Really nice contours running around this entire section. You can see it matching with the circular shape of the fog light on the inside here, and we have some very nice crisp lines below it and above it here just under the headlight. And then as we work our way to this grille, this was very controversial when this new model came out, but I really like it. It gives the 4Runner a distinctive front end design. You can see there's plenty of cutouts in the mesh, both in the lower and the upper section as well, to provide maximum cooling to this engine. We have the Toyota badge right in the center along with some more chrome trim and even a sensor integrated into the lower section of the grille. And this is part of all the technology features like the distance pacing that this model has to offer. You'll see we have more body colored work in the lower section of the bumper here. And then as we work our way up to the hood, very clean lines running down, meeting the top section of this grille nicely. And then on the side profile for this SR5 Premium, this has a really nice set of 17-inch wheels with a 6-spoke design to them. Matches well against this exterior red and even matches nicely with the running boards, which of course will make it easier to enter and exit. This also has body colored side mirrors with the integrated turn signal on them, and it has body colored fender flares, which gives it a great sporty look. You'll also notice too, there's really nice lines that run down the side. There's 2 in the front quarter panel that kind of protrude outwards just a little bit, and you can see one running above the door handles and then 2 down in the lower section of the door just to give it a great design. This model also has a sunroof. You can see the roof racks, which have that same finish as the running boards. And then as we work our way to the rear end of the 4Runner, you can see the glass, of course, that has a really nice design to it and matches well with the rear end of this truck. And last up for this 4Runner, you can see it has an integrated spoiler that is body colored. The third brake light and the wiper blade are nicely tucked up underneath it, which also provides with better rear-facing visibility out of this sliding rear glass. This does also have a backup camera. You can also lock and unlock this vehicle as well and slide down and up the rear glass using these arrows on the right side of 4Runner. You can see the taillights over on both sides as well. Down below, this has a single exit exhaust along with a body colored rear bumper, and this also has a towing capacity up to 5,000 pounds. Now it's time to jump to the interior on this 4Runner. I have the vehicle locked and the key in my pocket. If I just grab the door handle, you can hear it unlock, where now we can move on to this door panel. You'll see leather on the armrest along with really nice silver stitching. It even continues on the upper section of the door. We have all of the window controls along with lock and unlock with the release handle just below that. There is a small shelf right in front of the grab handle if you need to use that. And this also has an 8-speaker audio sound system. You can also see there's a good amount of storage space in the back section of the door there. But as we work our way to the interior now, you can see the 2-tone design on these Softex leather seats. We have more of that silver stitching. These are heated seats as well, which is a benefit to see. Really nice side bolstering support to them. And then down on the sides are all of the automatic controls. And now once inside with my foot on the brake, it's time to start it up. And you'll see on the left side of the gauge cluster is the tach and the engine temperature. On the right side is the fuel gauge and the miles per hour. And then right in the middle, there is a small LCD screen. And we can use this dial over on the right side of the steering wheel to go through all this information. So right now you can see the outside temperature. If I click on it once, we can pull up the steering angle along with the TPMS. Scrolling over again, we'll pull up the compass. You can look at the audio when that is on and running, along with your cruise control and your lane keeping assist. There's also any messages that you can check for, along with going through some of the functions and features that you can turn on and off. You can also pull up some more information like your average MPG and miles per hour. You can look at a live readout for that. Also pull up the miles until empty. You can pull up the economy meter along with the miles per hour. There's also a sway warning indicator, so if you have been driving this vehicle for a long period of time, it will tell you when it's time to pull over and take a break. And then as we work our way to the steering wheel, you can see it's completely covered in leather, has really nice trim pieces on both sides. Also over on the right side, you can see there's a back button along with a customizable button as well. So you can set this to whatever you use the most in that center screen, which is great to see. You can see the distance pacing along with the lane keeping assist, and the cruise control stalk is over on the back side. And then over on the left side, there's tuning and volume for the radio along with the voice commands. There's also a mode button for the radio, and then you have the Bluetooth controls at the very bottom. And then as we work our way to the left side of the steering wheel, you can see the power outlet control, which is located in the rear. There's also a defroster. We have the automatic headlight adjustments along with a dimmer switch and the controls for the side mirrors. You'll also notice there's one air vent. And then as we work our way to the center, you can see the clock along with two air vents, and just below that is the 8-inch touchscreen system. So right now it is on the home screen where you can see your audio and phone when those are on and paired, and then navigation is over on the right side. So that is the home button. If I click on menu, now you can pull up your destination, your audio, phone, any apps that you'd like to go into. So you can pull these up, update them if needed. And then you can also pull up projection, which is how you can pair your phone to this system. There is a shortcut to map and audio. And then over on the right side, you can see seek and track along with phone and apps. You'll also notice power and volume for the radios on the left side, and then tuning is on the right side. And then as we work our way below that, you'll see very distinctive layout for the climate controls. Fan speed is on the left side. Where you'd like the air to go is right in the middle. And then temperature is over on the passenger side. It's laid out incredibly well, very easy to go through. You'll also notice two buttons on both sides for your recirc and defroster. And then below that, there's a little bit of storage space along with a USB and a 12 volt and a smaller compartment down at the very bottom. And then over on the passenger side, you'll see the indicator for 4-wheel drive and one cup holder. And then right in the middle, you'll also notice another cup holder along with a little bit of storage. And then with my foot on the brake, if I put this into reverse, you will see the backup camera up here with the guidelines, making it very easy to see what's behind you, of course. And then just behind that, we have the heated seat controls, along with being able to open and close the sliding rear glass, which is great to see, of course. And then as we work our way to this armrest, you'll see there's a little bit of storage space on the front section with a divider and a 12 volt. There's also a spot you could place tissues if you need to. So that's great how it's incorporated into that. And then as we work our way to the glove box now, if I just push this button, you have plenty of room for all of your information that needs to go there. We'll take one last look at these seats. And I did mention earlier, this does have a sunroof, so we have the manual sunshade, which we can open up. And then up in the center, of course, you have the controls for the sunroof. There's some garage door buttons as well. Traction control, the 8-track system, and a downhill assist control are located up here as well. You'll see the dome lights on the back side, and then closer to the rear view mirror is a sunglass holder. And now that we've made it in the back seats of the 4Runner, at 5'10", I have plenty of room. I have the front seat set at my height, a lot of room in front of my knees, and around 2 or 3 inches above my head, maybe even 4 inches. The roofline actually goes back up, so it gives you a good amount of headroom. And these seats also recline too, so if you want to be a little bit more comfortable, you have the option to do that. So it's pretty roomy, even if I had 2 other people next to me. If I didn't have anyone in this middle seat, we have the armrest along with 2 cup holders, which is very useful. And you'll also notice there's some storage pockets behind both front seats, along with 2 air vents and 2 USB ports. These back seats also have a 40-20-40 split, so I can fold down this middle seat if I need to, if I have someone on both sides or some longer items that have to go through. But they also have a 60-40 split in how they fold down. And the way that you do this is you actually have to pull on this tab on the bottom here. You can fold down the headrest too, which will also help with better rear-facing visibility. And then by pushing on that button there, we can fold this completely flat. So you can do that on both sides, of course, and that gives you so much more interior storage. And last up, it's time to take a look at the rear storage area. As I mentioned earlier, you can use these buttons over here to lock and unlock it, but if I hold on the bottom one, that will actually slide this rear glass down. So if you don't want to open up the entire liftgate, that makes it very easy. Even if you have pets, you can have this down for them, which is great to see. And then if we push on this upper button here, that glass will raise back up. So it makes it very convenient. Or you can just pull on this tab up underneath 4Runner and we can open up the entire liftgate. And now you can see, even with the back seats up, you have a lot of storage space for any items you'd like to place here. There's tie-down hooks in all four corners, some hidden compartments too where you can place items. This is that power outlet that I showed the control for earlier, along with a 12 volt. And you'll see over on the left side, there's a little bit of a storage bin as well, and some even hidden behind that side there. And then when you fold down the back seats, that gives you a lot more storage. You can see you can put in anything that you'd like to. There's no limits to how much you can pack in the back with the back seats down, so that's great to see. You'll also notice too, up on the liftgate, we have one grab handle. There's two speakers along with a dome light on both sides, and there's also two grab handles if you'd like to use those to close this up. All right, so getting the 2021 Toyota 4Runner out on the road now. I've actually had quite a lot of seat time behind this generation 4Runner. My dad currently owns one. It's a 2016, and it's his daily. He loves it. It's his second 4Runner. He's closing in around 90,000 miles on that truck and uses it every single day. Doesn't matter what it's for, hooking up smaller trailers, loading it up, driving it around the house, and just commuting with it every single day. He loves the platform, and he especially loves the fact that it's one of the last SUVs that's body on frame. It's not a unibody. This is a real truck SUV, and it has some great capabilities to it. You can tow up to around 5,000 pounds, which isn't too crazy, but it's great for this size vehicle and what it's built for. It's a very versatile vehicle as far as putting people in the back. I've had to be in the back seat for a few hours going on some trips, and being able to recline those seats makes it a lot more comfortable. It's very nice to be in the back seats as a full-size adult, and it's a very maneuverable vehicle as well. Doing a U-turn here, very easy to do, of course. You can take this off-roading if you'd like to. That's how nimble and small it is. You can go through the trails. There's a lot of modifications that you can do to a 4Runner if that's your thing. But if you want a stock vehicle that's going to be reliable, gas mileage could be improved. I think the 5-speed is something that is a negative on this vehicle, especially in my Tacoma. I have a 6-speed. I think the 4Runner should definitely have a 6-speed at some point. But aside from that, it's a great daily driver. It's very smooth in its suspension, very quiet as well. I love how steeply raked this windshield is too, because it makes you feel like you're very high up. You have great visibility out of that front glass, and then looking over your left and right shoulders, equally as good. The pillars in the back there are really not all that bulky, but I love the fact that we have a large window on the side, and then the rear glass there makes it very easy to see all around. The suspension, I will say, is a little bit soft. Of course, you could change that with some upgraded suspension components, but in the stock form, if you're looking for that soft ride, it is quite soft and enjoyable. But aside from that, it's very nice on the interior here. Materials are nice with the leather steering wheel. This center screen is very easy to go through, and I like how simple it is in a sense, but it offers you all the technology that you want. And I think that's why the Toyota, or at least the 4Runner, is a very popular SUV, because of how easy it is to go through this info, and you still have the basic text that you need. Navigation, you can pair your phone, and that's pretty much all you need. And then the climates are laid out well, so it's a very user-friendly interior, but it also has more of that rugged, kind of old school design, which is what the 4Runner is based off of. This is a vehicle you want to take off-roading. You want to have that hardcore kind of ish interior to it, but at the same time, it's great for a daily driver and people who aren't taking these off-road. Very easy to go through all that information. And with this model being the premium, we have a few other creature comforts like the smart key. So we have the push button start, and we also have this rear glass. The buttons on the outside are upgraded if you get the premium. So if you don't have the premium, it's just a turn key, but you can also use that key to raise and lower the rear glass too. So while you don't have the buttons, it can still be done, which is great to see. But I love the function of that back glass. My dad uses that all the time. If we have the dog with us, we can roll down the window there and let her do her thing. So it's really nice in that aspect if you do have pets, but it can also be very useful if you have your hands full of groceries. You can slide that window down. You don't have to open up the entire liftgate. So now testing out the acceleration for the 4Runner, I'll give it a little bit of gas here. Not doing anything crazy. And we are up to the speed limit just like that. It's not a 0 to 60 vehicle, so it's not incredibly quick getting up to speed. But if you need to punch it and get up, merge into traffic, things like that, it definitely has enough power to do that. Plenty of power to tow. My dad has used this to tow a boat, which is around 4,500 pounds or so. I'd say it's a little bit of a struggle. If you have some better suspension, it will keep the vehicle more leveled, but it can do it. It's rated up to around 5,000 pounds. But aside from that, I think that's gonna wrap up getting the 2021 Toyota 4Runner out on the road. Once again, check out Carolina Auto Direct. I'll have all of their information down in the description below. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button if you'd like to stay up to date on our daily uploads, and I'll see you in the next video.